All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here in the courtyard of Millbury High School. This is the Millbury Sporting Review. I have guests, by the way. My name is Joe McNeil. I'll be your host for the next segment, where we're going to review the NFL upcoming season and also some mixed martial arts events that we are all interested in, intrigued by. We're joined now by Matthias Ware. He's a junior next year. He plays basketball and football. Dylan Curran, he's about to be a sophomore. He plays baseball, he plays football. And George Andrianopoulos, heck of a track athlete and a very good football player in his own right. Guys, it's good to be with you today. I hope you don't mind talking a little sports. I know you're highly educated on these topics. First and foremost, though, and I know, George, you're not a Patriots fan.
No.
But I am a Patriots fan my whole life, a hometown guy. And I just want to go over a little bit of a roundtable in regards to the Patriots' prospects this year, how they think we'll do. Not we, but how you think they'll do. I'm going to start. I'm going to give you my brief analysis, and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
All right? So, coming off of a somewhat disappointing year last year, the Patriots finished 8-9, barely missed the playoffs. They lost a lot of close games.
Yep.
In my opinion, they could have been upward around 10, 7, 11, and 6. But you can go the other way, of course, where we had a close few wins against the Jets and things like that. So, new offensive coordinator. Bill O'Brien is in the fold. That's got to be the leading headline. We all know how much problems it was having Judge and Patricia there with a second-year quarterback who needs that stability, and I don't think he got it last year. So I think Mac Jones received a lot of criticism that was unjustified. Mm-hmm. Moving forward now, his third season, his third campaign. And correct me if I'm wrong, you might know more than me, George, or Matthias, or Dylan. Bill O'Brien worked at Alabama when Mac Jones was there. They have familiarity with each other. They have direct connection there.
I think they had 1 year together, yeah. I believe so.
1 year. 1 year is better than no years. And Bill O'Brien has been with the Patriots before. Yeah. He didn't win a Super Bowl with them, but he definitely took them to many playoff seasons. All right, so that being said, I think the defense is certainly a strong point in regards to the Patriots' hopes coming up.
I agree with that.
They have a lot of athleticism. They drafted a bunch of good guys. I think their defense will carry the season. Mm-hmm. Who knows how long they'll carry or where they'll get to? Let's go to the most important side, though, the offensive side, where the questions are abound. Mac Jones, I think he does well. New coordinator, new offensive weapons. Let's explore these offensive weapons. To me, a few people who stand out are person who can stretch the inside of the seam, Mike Gesicki. Now, career at the Dolphins, he had some good years. Let's see if he can make really good progress with the Patriots and be that lifeline. Remember, when I was growing up, Rob Gronkowski was such a lifeline. He was a stable force for the Patriots. Let's see if Gesicki can kind of course, not be Gronkowski, but be that lifeline that Mac Jones needs. The running backs, I think they're strong across the board. All right? The receivers, we have the question marks. With Jacoby Myers exiting the team, who's that guy now? Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton, Devontae Parker, Juju Smith-Schuster, and who knows, maybe these rookies in a potential D-Hop signing, but we might get that later in the show. I'm saying the Patriots impress a lot of people. They finish 10-7. They sneak into the playoffs. I don't know what they do after that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Mm-hmm. Matthias. Now, I could talk about football, but you know what? I never played it. Not organized. I know you're a Steelers fan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You're a Steelers fan. Now, put yourself in a Patriots fan's view. Looking from the outside, do you think the Patriots find success this year? And why or why not?
I think they find some success this year. You're right, you're talking about how they got some good guys coming in. And last year, defense was pretty good, pretty strong. And I think it'll just get better. So, yeah, I think the Patriots will sneak into the playoffs next year.
All right. Now, real quick, your Steelers looking all right? Or is there some question marks about the quarterback still?
No. We're not looking too strong right now. So, tough. But, we're rebuilding.
Rebuilding?
Yep.
I know Mike Tomlin he's always been a stable force for that team for the last, 10 plus years now. So we'll see how that proceeds. All right, Dylan, now you play for the Millbury Woolies. Offensive guard, right? No, you're the
center.
You're the center.
Yep.
A highly important position. When you look at the offensive and defensive line of the Patriots, what do you see? Is it lacking? Is it strong? Give me your thoughts.
Well, defensive line, I think we're pretty strong on that. We have Matthew Judon. Pretty sure he's a D end. Lawrence Guy, Dietrich Wise, they're all pretty good. But the O-line, that's kind of the question. I think our interior O-line's good, but the tackle positions I'm really questioning. I don't think, is it Trent Brown, I believe?
Trent Brown.
I don't believe he's good enough to really be that guy.
Okay, and then we got Strange, right?
Yeah, I think he's young. I think he's going into his second year. I think he'll be good in the next couple of years. Just that outside of the line I'm not confident in.
All right, excellent. We'll see how that plays out. I know they have a new offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some good things about him. George Andrianopoulos, I know you must get sick of all the Patriots talk being an Arizona Cardinals fan. How about this first, though, George? How did you come to support a team that is about 2,000 miles away?
They were just always the first team I fell in love with. Whenever I started growing up playing and watching football, the Cardinals just caught my attention. I never looked to the Patriots. Might sound crazy coming from New England, but the Cardinals, since before the Carson Palmer days, when I was probably 5 years old, I was watching the teams every Sunday, supporting Larry Fitzgerald. That team just got my love.
Interesting. All right, so real quick, do you have an opinion about the Patriots' upcoming season?
All right, here's the thing about the Patriots. I was trying to hold myself back. They made a good selection with Christian Gonzalez. The defense about the Patriots, their defense, that's their game. Always been their game. Even when Brady was there, the defense was always superior to the offense. What Belichick has done without Brady, I can't see it translating into anything more than what it's been like the last 3 years. The offense is atrocious. Juju Smith-Schuster, hopefully he can make some sort of difference for Mac Jones. But Mac Jones, I went to a game this year, they wanted Zappe in by the second quarter. Mac Jones, I don't think he's there. I don't think he has that talent. Ramondre Stevenson, great running back, hell of a running back, needs to keep his hands on the football. He is a fumble machine. Belichick is a defensive genius, and that's it. And I'll say I don't see them making the playoffs.
Wow, harsh words from George Andrianopoulos. Describes the offense as atrocious, folks. I know a lot of people would agree with you. Some people might think it's going to get better this season. Now, what about your Cardinals? Because they have been down for the past few years as well, right?
The thing about the Cardinals, we had last 2 years we were pretty solid. Cliff Kingsbury might have been the worst head coach of all time. I'm just going to put it out there. This year,
Patriots draft pick, by the way, yes?
Yes, he is. Back up to Tom Brady.
That's right.
Kyler Murray, unfortunately, got hurt against the Patriots. First play of the game, tore his ACL. Huge loss for us. Last year, we lost games within a span of 5 points. All of our losses were within 5 points besides the Chiefs and the 49ers once. This year, I think we are getting heavily underrated. People think we're going to be the worst team in the league. We have stars like Budda Baker. He's still going to play with us. James Conner. Who else? Marquise Brown, Isaiah Simmons, Zaven Collins.
Okay. So
our team will pull out some wins this year.
Yeah, but how many is the question, and we'll explore that in a second. But now look, let's change gears. Let's go to a new segment. It's essentially it's a banal one. It's not that creative. It's just called Players to Watch. Mm-hmm. And what's the most important player on any football team, Matthias? What position?
Quarterback.
The quarterback. Now, let's do something kind of like go around and do our top 3 quarterbacks for this upcoming season.
All right.
All right? Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Dylan.
For one, I think I'm going to have to go Patrick Mahomes, although I don't like him at all. He definitely is in that one spot. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with, this is tough, maybe Josh Allen, maybe.
All right.
I think he can do it. I do see some inconsistencies there, but I think he can be really good. Maybe I'll go with Joe Burrow, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think that'll do.
Now, I wonder if we should have done the top 5, but we're probably going to get a mix of these 3 guys in whatever order. Does anyone have something different besides Mahomes, Allen, Burrow?
I was gonna switch Allen and Burrow.
I think
Okay.
I was thinking. To be honest with you, I was thinking Burrow 2, Hurts 3.
Okay, so what we have here now is Matthias simply flips Allen and Burrow. So Matthias has Mahomes, Burrow, and then Allen. Dylan, of course, went with Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. George has
Jalen Hurts at 3.
Hurts at 3.
Mahomes at 1. Burrow
Mahomes
2.
at 1, Burrow 2. Now, of course, the obvious question would be, how far down is Josh Allen on your list? Would he be 4?
I'm not a Josh Allen fan, to be honest with you.
Well, can we
But
explore
without
why
the
not?
bias-
Wait. Excuse me. Why aren't you a Josh Allen fan? Why? What do you see? Some holes in his
I
game?
just think he's a product of Stephon Diggs. I just think without Stephon Diggs, he'd be an average quarterback at best.
Interesting.
Big arm. Okay, every quarterback can have a great arm nowadays. Mobile. Go play running back. I don't think he's a quarterback that will last in this league. He's inconsistent. He's very inconsistent on his throws.
Wow.
I've watched a lot of Bills games, and like I said earlier, defense wins championships, man.
So what if someone says to you in regards to Hurts, it was 1 year, he went off, but he does have lingering injuries. So is that something we have to be mindful about when we talk about our top 3 quarterbacks?
If we're talking
in the
about
league?
top 3 quarterbacks right now, he just went to the Super Bowl. He's top 3. If we're talking about now, he is top 3. If not, if we're going to look into the future,
Yeah.
I might be putting Trevor Lawrence there, Justin Herbert there,
Ooh.
Justin Fields soon.
You know what? That's not a bad idea for another segment. Maybe another time we do top 4 or 5 quarterbacks under the age of 25.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. All right, so very good stuff in regards to our top 3 quarterbacks. The way we're going to end our football discussion is simply by going over some Super Bowl picks.
I like
All right,
it.
so let's go around. Matthias, I want you to give me 2 teams from the AFC, 2 teams from the NFC that you could see making the Super Bowl. If you want to narrow it down, you can. But what are 2 teams from the AFC you want to see or you think would see, and 2 teams from the NFC? Go ahead.
Let's see.
And if you want to move on, you can pass it to Dylan, and maybe we can get his thoughts first.
Yeah, I might need some time to think about this.
All right, Dylan, you got 2 AFC teams that stick out as well as NFC?
Well, for one, I'd like to go with the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know about their receivers. I don't know who they are. But I know that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, especially last year, they kind of went on without many star receivers. They really only had Juju, I believe. I'll go to NFC. I got the Eagles again. I do think they will be a contender again. That's all I got right now. Maybe come back to me after.
Excellent. George, you got some top picks?
You said 2 from each.
If you can, or you can narrow it down to 1 for each. If you really-
NFC, I have San Francisco for 1. 2, that's tough. I think, to be honest, Dallas looks pretty good. But, again, I'm not a really big Dallas fan. AFC, I have Cincinnati coming out of the AFC this year. I think they're one of the best teams in the league, and they proved it last year. They just couldn't get the job done.
Yeah.
And number 2, watch out for them Jets. Watch out for the New York Jets.
Really?
They're going to surprise a lot of people. Or Miami, but
Who's we?
I said they're going to surprise a lot of people.
All right, that is, what do they call that? What is a lingo for something that might be a force?
Glaze.
No. So, George, interesting. The Jets, they get Aaron Rodgers, and the culture is going to be totally different. The fans, the stands are going to be filled.
100%.
I wonder if the team will build off that. Now, look, what about somebody who says, I've seen this before. I've seen when older quarterbacks leave their team of so many years, and they have declining and fading years as they go away.
I'll just say they said that about Tom Brady. What a Super Bowl first job. And the team, I'll tell you this, the 2020 Bucks is built exactly like the Jets this year.
See, I don't think you can compare Aaron Rodgers with Tom Brady, though.
But I think with arm
And it
talent,
was two
strength,
totally different teams, too.
they basically are built the same. If you look, Jets, offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year. They have one of the most upcoming running backs in the league, Breece Hall. The offensive line, very solid. Defense has always been solid. Jets have always had a solid defense. No matter how bad they are, they've always had a solid defense.
Who's their coach now?
Robert Saleh.
He's still there?
He had 1 year. Last year was his first year.
They got off to a hot start. Were they not
They were
6-2
very hot.
to start or
They were
something like
very
that?
hot. They were very hot.
All right, so
Sauce.
that's certainly a storyline we'll keep track of. Now, we were going to get to mixed martial arts news, but I feel like we've exhausted the podcast for now. We probably have 10 minutes of information conveyed between us four. Before we hit lunch, we'd like to say thank you to all of our listeners. This is the Millbury Sporting Report. This is George Adrianopoulos, Dylan Curran, Matthias Ware,
A.K.A. King Ware.
and this is Mr. McNeil sounding off. Have a great day. Once a Willie, always a Willie.